Why do luxury brands seem to hold such a grip on us, even when we know the price tag makes no sense? Or does it? I spent many years in the fashion world, over 6 years in the industry, and completed a bachelor's degree in business with a thesis on the psychological impact of product placement on buying behavior. During my time in fashion, I learned about the marketing and sales tactics, as well as the quality craftsmanship of goods. And yet, in my early 20s, I still found myself caught in their web, spending my hard-earned money on high-end brands that I didn't need. So today I will share my learnings with you, as this knowledge has helped me to get rid of my student loan debt, save for an emergency fund, and let me travel the world. My journey started by asking myself what makes luxury brands so irresistible, and how can I protect myself from their influence to make smarter financial decisions. Most of the luxury brands out there use a marketing framework called the 4 E's: emotion, exclusivity, experience, and extension. Let's break this down using Chanel as an example, which is the second most valuable brand worldwide. Chanel excels at evoking emotions through its storytelling and alignment with customers' aspirations. Its campaigns aren't just advertisements, they're aspirational stories. From Marilyn Monroe's timeless reference to Chanel No. 5 to Margot Robbie's modern elegance, these ads don't just sell perfume or bags, they promise an identity, elegance, mystery, and allure. When you see a Chanel campaign, you're not just only buying a product, you're buying the feeling of being sophisticated and desirable. Chanel builds a strong sense of exclusivity by making customers feel special and unique. It thrives on creating a sense of rarity. Their haute couture collections are custom-made, sold only to elite clientele, and unattainable for most people. Even walking into a Chanel boutique feels like stepping into a sacred space. This exclusivity makes people crave the unattainable even more. Chanel enhances its brand value by delivering memorable experiences that extend beyond product purchase. A visit to Chanel's flagship boutique at 31 Rue Camon in Paris isn't just shopping, it's an immersion. Everything from the decor to personalized service reinforces the brand's aura of luxury. Events like their Métier d'Art fashion shows also showcase their artistry and build a sense of wonder that's hard to resist. Chanel successfully extends its brand values and image into areas beyond fashion and beauty. It's doing it through collaborations with artists, filmmakers, and institutions. For example, with Baz Luhrmann, who's the director of the famous movie Moulin Rouge, which I actually used to watch quite a lot in my teens. His cinematic Chanel ads for their Chanel fragrance and partnerships with art museums position Chanel not just as a brand, but as a cultural tastemaker. These tragedies create a desire, and they reinforce a sense of superiority, and then owning a Chanel bag or perfume elevates you. And while I'm all for guilt-free spending, you don't need a Chanel bag to feel complete. We're led to believe, though, that we do. And that's where the next tactic comes into play. Imagine scrolling through Instagram and seeing your favorite influencer holding the latest designer bag. You picture yourself with it and you imagine all the admiration from friends or colleagues once you show up at the occasion with your brand new item. So you don't buy a product, you buy a status. Luxury brands understand the psychology better than anyone. The truth is, social comparison drives much of our spending behavior. According to social comparison theory, we constantly measure ourselves against others, and luxury brands position their products as the ultimate symbol of success. They know that status is addictive. Now, you would think that with the prices like the ones from Chanel and Louis Vuitton, their target audience would be high-income earners, right? But here's the surprising fact. Luxury brands aren't driven by the super rich. A Bain & Company report states, generational trends are a powerful driver, with Gen Y and Gen Z continue leading the growth this year, and spending by Gen Z and Gen Alpha set to grow some 3 times faster than for other generations until 2030, by when they will make up a third of the market. More often than not, they even stretch their budgets and take on debt to create the illusion of wealth in times of social media. Brands target these consumers intentionally by adapting to their language. A report from the Schulman Research Center found that affluent men and women describe luxury with words like expensive, quality, and top of the line. These associations drive the perception that owning luxury items equate to higher social standing, even if it costs you your financial stability to get there. But there's more to it. Have you ever wondered why luxury items are so expensive? A study found that demand-based scarcity is most effective for utilitarian products. And luxury brands capitalize on the psychology by creating artificial scarcity. Consider the Hermes Birkin bag. It's not rare because demand outstrips supply. It's rare because Hermes deliberately limits the production. Waitlist and limited editions heighten the sense of exclusivity to make people feel special for owning one. But what about the quality? Don't we pay for craftsmanship? Not always. While there is sometimes a significant difference in certain goods for high-end versus fast fashion, many made-in-Italy luxury goods are made by small manufacturers exploring workers, with brands failing to properly oversee their suppliers. The latest Milan investigation has shown a small manufacturer was able to charge Dior as little as 53 euros, roughly $57, to make a handbag, which the fashion house then sold in shops at 2,600 euros. We can see that a vast portion of the retail price isn't for superior materials or craftsmanship. It's for branding and marketing. And to keep up the facade of exclusivity, luxury brands even destroy inventory. Burberry made headlines in 2018 for destroying $38 million worth of unsold products to prioritize their image over environmental concerns. To be fair here, it's unfortunately also a practice that is very well known in fast fashion, for example, where companies destroy their return goods. The good news is, though, that Products of Change reported in April this year that the EU approved a law that will ban the destruction of unsold clothing. And even with these laws coming into effect, there's another tactic that luxury brands make use of to convince people like you and me to spend thousands of our hard-earned money on their highly priced goods. Behavioral finance shows that humans often make irrational financial decisions, especially when being stressed. Luxury brands, like any other brand, don't target your logic. They target your emotions. Buying luxury can feel like a quick fix when you're feeling inadequate or insecure, especially when you're trying to fit in or wanting to belong to a certain group. Research has found that socially excluded people sacrifice personal and financial well-being for the sake of social well-being. So, sadly enough, I wasn't surprised that companies make use of that knowledge in their marketing tactics. The worst part is that it actually works, but at the literal cost of the consumer, since this kind of spending often leads to financial problems. According to new research from Lending Club, 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, an issue that impacts both low-wage and high-income families alike. And why? Because of lifestyle inflation. As the income goes up, so do the spending habits. Often social circles change as well, and people spend money to keep up with their peers. But buying luxury items won't fix any financial or emotional insecurities. In fact, it often makes them even worse and leaves you chasing an illusion of wealth while your financial reality gets harder to face. But the good news is there is a way out. We know now that luxury brands are designed to manipulate us. But when you understand their tactics, you gain the power to resist and make smarter financial decisions. There are 4 specific things that have helped me to break the cycle. The first one is understanding your purchase desire. Ask yourself, why do I want this item? Is it because it truly sparks joy, or because I think others will admire me for owning it? Luxury brands thrive on making us believe that their products fill a void or validate our worth. But the truth is, no bag or watch can do that. And think about the opportunity cost. Every $1,000 you spend on a designer item, what are you giving up? A vacation, savings for a future goal, or even just the peace of mind that comes with financial security. It's not about never buying luxury. It's about being aware of the trade-offs and making an intentional choice. Because only then, your choices are made with purpose and conscious awareness. Here's a question to think about. Do you want to define yourself by what you own or by what you do? A study by ResearchGate found that people spend on experiences align with their personality and values report greater happiness than those who focus on status symbols. Imagine looking back on your life. What would you cherish more? The designer shoes you wore once, or the unforgettable memories of a trip, a passion project, or time spent with loved ones? When you catch yourself wanting something for the sake of appearances, just pause and reflect. Real success isn't about impressing others. It's about creating a life that feels right for you. If you truly love luxury, that's okay. The key is to afford it without sacrificing your financial health. One way to do this is by saving intentionally and then purchasing the item. My personal trick is to buy pre-loved items. For instance, I adore Celine sunglasses. I really love their simple and classic yet elegant design. And I did make the experience that the sunglasses from Celine do block the sunlight way better than the ones that I have from H&M. But honestly, there's no world where I could justify spending $440 on them, since I know that after a certain threshold, you don't pay for the material or craftsmanship, but for the brand name and marketing costs. So instead, I found a pair secondhand for a fraction of the price. This way, I once in a while enjoy the luxury, but at the same time make sure to invest a big portion of my money to grow my wealth. Luxury brands will always be there with the promise of success and status. But real luxury, it's the freedom to live life on your own terms, without debt, without pressure, and with a clear sense of what truly matters to you. And for the next time you're feeling tempted, ask yourself, are you buying into their story, or are you building your own? If you don't know where to start your story, make sure to check out these videos up here. If you found this video helpful, it would mean the world to me if you give this video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell as well as the subscribe button, and join the community as it grows. So see you next time. Bye.